Hey guys, um, I wanted to make this update about what's been going on with me as a TI. Um, I was watching Raymond's video last night. Those of you that are TIs, you're going to know who I'm talking about. And he was talking about a bump that he has behind his left ear. And he actually showed where it was, and he pointed with his finger exactly the spot. And I'm telling you, I have a bump behind my right ear in that exact same spot. It's like behind my right ear, but above. And I've been aware of that bump for several years, but I don't remember when I first noticed it. But I've been aware for several years that it's there behind my right ear, but there's not a bump behind my left ear. It's just my right ear. And the thing is, just a couple of weeks ago, I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of electronic beeping in my right ear, and it was very loud and very clear, and I was fully awake and conscious. And I laid there for a couple of minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes, and I just listened to it, wide awake. This patterned beeping in my right ear, like inside of my right ear, is what it sounded like. It was coming from inside of my ear. And then I went to stretch my arm, and as soon as I moved, it stopped. Then the other day I was recording that video for you guys, and it was the second video of a 2-part series that I did on Bible scripture, and I was studying the words and the meanings of the words and all of that. It was the meaning of the word Lord and Yahovah. It was that video that I did. It was a 2-part series. And anyway, I was recording the second part of that, and something, a heat wave hit my head. And it was very, very obvious. And at the same moment that it hit my head, my ears went muffled. The sound in my ears went quiet just immediately. And there was this heat on my head. And I felt at that moment, I felt like, for a second, I felt that I was going to die, because it was a very obvious hit. Something hit my head. There's been a weird thing that's been going on at the grocery store for the last month or so. I pretty much shop at the same grocery store every week, once a week. So for the past, it was like 3 or 4 times in a row where I went to the grocery store, and after I finished my shopping, I stood in line, and I would wait in line, and then as soon as I would get up to the clerk to pay for my groceries, as soon as I got up there, the clerk would switch out with somebody else. And this happened not once, not twice, but it happened 3 or 4 times in a row, okay? When I went to the grocery store 3 or 4 times in a row, and the third or the fourth time, the last time I went, the manager actually forced me to go into a second grocery line and called up a clerk from the back and forced me to go into that line. I was the second or third person in line. I chose a line I wanted to go through, and I was the second or third person in line. And this manager came up and approached me and asked me if I would like to move into this other line, and I said, no, thank you, I'm fine, because I was looking at something in that aisle, and I was thinking about buying it. I didn't want to move. I was already in that line. I was only the second or third person. And she flipped an attitude with me, and I ended up just saying, okay, fine, I'll go in that other line. She just kept hassling me and hassling me until I finally went in that other line. And when I went to that other line with that new clerk, this was a guy that was asking me for my son's name, reading the ingredients on my food products, and asking me all these questions, and I felt like I was going through an interrogation. Okay, and this is not a coincidence. This is not something that's normal. These are not normal circumstances. Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, but it's not a normal circumstance. I'm talking 3 or 4 times in a row that this happened. I still have the guy next door that goes outside and smokes every time my son goes out to play. I still have the water running in unison when I'm using the restroom. And sometimes it'll be even when I flip on the light switch. Or if I, right when I sit up in bed, or it's always something that's in unison with what I'm doing. So I started wearing headphones. And when I first started wearing the headphones, instead of the water running, they started making these vibrations, and it felt like somebody was stomping on the floor or banging on the wall or something, even though I had my headphones on full blast, but I could feel the vibration on the floor. And my computer, for some reason, and I mean, my computer memory on my hard drive was not even a quarter full. And then all of a sudden, it was completely full. I mean, it was completely full. And now when I try to make videos, it's like, oh, sorry, there's not enough room. And I'm